Hey everybody, it's Ashley and Zach. If you hear a slight humming, that is our air conditioner. I just wanted to do a somewhat quick update, somewhat long update, depending on how long this ends up ending to be. So we still haven't been able to finish our editing for DC Universe Online, which I'm kind of, I'm not really upset, but I'm like kind of disappointed that we weren't able to finish it. Zachary stopped doing that. And I don't know, like, our goal was to try and get it finished by the time we left for my procedure. That was last Monday. And it didn't really work out. We still have a few kinks here and there that we need to finish, and then we still need to finish going through the rest of the video with the audio and work that out. Um, I'm really behind on school, so even tomorrow, because we are home, we got home on Friday afternoon, and it was a very long, excruciating week for myself, and even for Zach, and he wasn't even doing anything but sitting there. We caught so many Pokemon on Pokemon Go, it's ridiculous. We had two Pokestops right by my room, and I mean, it was a good place for Pokemon hunting, no lie. Our our nurses, our PCAs, mainly the nurses, and the EMU techs were just overly amazing. Like, I enjoyed working with them, and the overall atmosphere working with that team was just, it was a good experience for me just to see how if I were still medical assisting and working toward my nursing degree into my doctoring degree that I actually wanted to do, but I can't do. I mean, it was good to still see it. My vein blew. I still have tape crap on it and I can't get it off. I still have goo in my hair that I can't get out. Not much. They also blew my other veins. They blew one right here, and they started to blow that one, and then my last IV, because they had to take the first IV out because it started to blow, and then they ended up blowing the second IV that they put in. This is when they were trying to actually put the first IV in, and the chick didn't know what she was doing apparently, because she kept trying to pull the catheter to the IV out and make sure that, it was in place. You're not supposed to do that, just so you know, people. Um, that really just shows how inexperienced with IVs this girl was. But I do applaud her for only poking me twice for the IV. Well, she poked me 3 times, but the first time was for blood, and the second 2 times were for the IVs. Which honestly, I did ask her, why didn't you just get blood out of the IV? Like, that would have been 10 times easier, because that's how most people do my IVs when they also need blood work. I mean, I don't honestly know if that's just how they do it there. But I was just saying, and overall, that's where, um, you know, that's what they normally do with mine, because I only have 2 good spots, because everywhere else you go in my lovely veins, they bust. I mean, I straight up told them it's gonna bust. So it's not like I didn't warn them or anything. Anyway, so that was at DMC Harper in Detroit, Michigan, and that was the epilepsy monitoring unit. Again, great staff, overall good atmosphere, and I was able to at least give them something to try and work with. I ended up I ended up having two episodes I know of for sure. One episode I'm pretty sure I had, and one almost grand mal that I had that I have no recollection about. Apparently Zach wasn't paying attention, but when I came to finally, I saw how the EEG monitor was going, so I immediately hit that button. And the one I'm not really sure on, it was kind of like I glazed over. And I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this, but for me, it's scary just because of everything I've been through with the whole seizure and blackout and migraine issue the last almost 7 years. So I was sitting there watching the monitor, and the next thing I know, there's no baseline of what my EEG showed, which my baseline was actually doing little squiggle, like not little, they were like medium-sized squiggles. And there was none of that on my screen, but the really large, like there's something going on kind of thing. And that just didn't sit well with me, so I hit my button. Zach was asleep for this. And I don't know, like something to me tells me there was something wrong. But anyway, so we came home to mom's, and I finally got to test out my new sleeping medication. I think last night I did a little bit better on it. It's supposed to help me fall asleep and stay asleep. I definitely haven't been staying asleep because I've been waking up like no other. But the first night I tried it, which was Friday night, because I was not allowed to sleep at all during this EMU test. Like I pretty much got maybe a total of 5 hours throughout this entire week. It sucked. They wanted to sleep deprive me after I already told them, well, I'm already sleep deprived, people, so it works. Um, we were going to stream during that time, but the internet there sucked so bad. That's the only downfall. Our internet sucked, but it was okay. Like, we were able to watch Netflix no problem, but me watching Lifetime or me doing schoolwork, it just wasn't happening. I mean, I ended up getting my week 1 stuff done on Wednesday, so I was 2 days late. And, like, I had to tell my teacher everything that was going on, and she worked with me with it, so it kind of made me feel a little better. So for this week, I might be a day late. Not entirely sure. I'm praying not, because this week seemed pretty easy compared to what last week was. Anyway, we came home. I tried my new sleeping medication. The first night, I completely felt like I couldn't move. I had to constantly keep asking Zach to roll me. Yes, I just said that. Zach had to actually roll me and push me so that I could be on my sides. And there were a couple of moments where I literally felt like I could not breathe. And I don't know how to really explain that, because all I felt in my chest, I, I almost felt like I was gasping for air. And I don't really know if that's how it was, but I had like this really cold burning sensation in my chest, and I was like gasping for air. I only did it like once or twice, and like I honestly don't even know how else to describe it other than that. I mean, I don't even know if Zach knows how to describe it. Since I have been home, I've actually had a lot more episodes since I've been home than I did in the hospital, and it's actually kind of scaring me because I don't understand why I've been having more episodes at home, because nothing's changed since I got home. So anyway, that's home, that's the new medication. And no, it's not because of the new medication, because I actually did not take the new medication until Friday night. This actually ended up happening Friday morning after the electrodes and everything were already taken out of my hair, and when we started to leave and everything. So it was not my new medication. So if anybody thinks it is or wants to, say, well, maybe it's the new it's not. Like, like, honestly, this happened right when we got out of the doors. It started. And it started in the parking lot, and it was when we just got, no, it was after we got off the first elevator it started, because the elevator made me really dizzy and Zach had to hang on to me. And then when we got off on the parking lot elevators, that made it kind of worse. So I didn't really realize what the first one, I thought it was just because it was my equilibrium was off. It definitely wasn't, because it did it the second time. And then it happened when we were getting the truck open and everything, and I had to catch onto the truck to make sure I wasn't going to fall. So it definitely is not my newest medication. That's the only medication that I've been taking that's different. However, I did get this much done. I finished it. I don't know what I'm gonna really call this, but I'm going to use this. I'm actually going to use my like this one. I'm gonna do like this as my single stitch, and then I'm gonna do this color, which is actually a few different colors. It's got a blue, green, pinkish, red, a whitish color, grayish, a yellow, gray, white color. I'm not really sure. I'm going to use like my different colored ones to test out the other types of crochet. So this is my single stitch. This one will be my half double. This one will be like my double, and then, or this one will be my double, and then one of them will be the treble, and then we'll try it. And then I'm going to do like just little squares now because I think this would be a little too big for a pattern. And then I actually got a solid burgundy like color, and I'm going to do that for what I plan to do, well, what I was originally going to do, which was placemats, but I think now I'm just going to do like dishcloths. This is almost big enough to be a dishcloth. It would just need to be about like this much farther out maybe. Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit. But anyway, so I did this. I did school, the doctors and the PCAs and the EMU techs wanted to stay in the room and play video games with us. They wanted to talk Pokemon Go with us. I mean, that staff was just ultimately amazing. I mean, the one was actually from Poland, and Zach and I spent 2 days trying to figure out his accent. And I was thinking like England. I mean, even though after the second day, I kind of was like, no, maybe like Ireland or something, but he didn't really have that Irish hint to it. And you were thinking, what, Finland, right?
Yeah, or
And
Norwegian.
Zach was thinking Finland or Norway. So we actually finally asked him, and he said he was actually Polish and from Poland itself. And he saw me working on my crochet, and he said his grandmother used to work on it. And Zach and I was like, well, I'm just starting out. And he was like, well, that's a good thing because that's, a dying trade. And I wanted to tell him, well, I also cross stitch, but I don't have that here. It was probably a good thing we didn't take it because there was already so much crap that we took with us. It was ridiculous. And sadly, we used all of that crap, except for my clothes. I wasn't allowed to change my shirt, and it was kind of a downer because I really wanted to change my shirt. I ended up bleeding on my back somehow, and we looked at this spot that was like scratch that I had done before we left, and it was there for like a week already. And it wasn't broken open or anything while we were there, and apparently I bled somewhere. Well, we can't find it. So I don't know. And the best food we had was chicken strips, no lie, actual chicken strips. So, yeah.
I was in heaven.
Yeah, Zach was in his chicken strip heaven. Tomorrow,
Even dietary was good because the guy was like, because they're not supposed to feed me, but
yeah.
he was like, I'll sneak you some food up here.
And then, what else? What else is new? Tomorrow we are heading back to Dad's. We are going to attempt to see how that goes. Dad's gonna start looking for a bigger house because we need a bigger place. Otherwise, I don't know what we're gonna do. Um, Aside from looking for our own place, but with Mealy being able to do so much, it's really hard for me to find work. And I'm not even supposed to be working. Like, you know, I don't even know. Oh, speaking of, I'm supposed to have my next hearing for disability, and I'm really, really hoping that goes well because this pain is excruciating, and I don't know how I went a week without sleeping when sleeping's pretty much all I do at home. Because what else am I gonna do? Run a track? Don't think so. So hopefully everything goes good there. And sadly, I don't know how they're going to get this EMU information because I don't even have it yet. They said they wouldn't have it for a month. So, like, I honestly don't know what they're going to do. But I need to call her in the morning, her being the lawyer helping me out, and Zach gets to go talk in front of them now, and it's been a lot of stress, but I think once I get through that disability hump where, they say, well, if you physically can't do it, I mean, like, this is what's been hindering me for 7 years because working for me is hard. I worked at Meijer, and if you guys have seen my very first vlog, you'll know what Meijer is. It's kind of like a Walmart.
Yeah, it's basically Walmart with a different name.
Yeah, but it's better than Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, at least better than Walmart here because Walmart here are douchebags. So I used to work there, and the lights were just utterly blinding to me, and it made everything so much worse. And I worked in a doctor's office before that, and I was told I couldn't lift over 5 pounds, between 5 and 10 pounds, by my boss because I had worn my knee brace, and I told him, this, and this, and he didn't want me lifting, and he didn't want me doing anything that could cause me to get dizzy or anything. And it's not like I had a hard time doing it, but that's just how he felt more comfortable. And yeah, so working in Port Huron kind of sucks because of the lighting and the lifting, and the lady the one lady had tried saying that if I could work up to so many pounds and so many hours a week, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't work up to 40 hours a week for 68 hours a day, sitting and or standing during that whole entire time and lifting up to 20 pounds. Like, I physically can't. I can sit here for up to 2 hours and be okay, but other than that, standing for me has to be up to 15 minutes, and then I have to sit down because it starts to buckle my knees and I feel it in my back. And you can ask, like, you can ask Zach, you can ask Kylan, you can ask my mom and dad, you can even ask Nick, who is Kylan's dad. But, this is just how it turned out right now. But hopefully, guys, we'll get there and we'll be able to make stuff happen better for Kylan. Um, I mean, all I can do is make stuff better with Kai and continue school and all that. So, this is just an update. I'm hitting that 18 and a half mark. So, I guess we're going to start our normal vlog regimen, hopefully, tomorrow. And we'll probably do them at night, or I'm thinking at night to start with, and then move them into the morning or into the afternoon, just depending. Maybe you'll get to see some game vlogs with Kylan, or maybe game vlogs in general of me either doing Sims or DCU, since we finally got that to work, and hopefully I can get the last DCU stream we did up and running, or up on YouTube and playing within the next day or two. And I'm so sorry to everybody who's been wanting to see that I haven't had it up yet. But I really hope I can actually start working on it tonight and finish it by the morning when we go to get Kylan for her appointment. Again, we are going back to Dad's, and the internet's a little bit better at Dad's, so hopefully we can get it somewhat better. I guess we'll just find out. And anything you want to add? No? Okay. So thank you all so much for following and watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe to see more videos, vlogs, and of course our smiling faces, even though I'm not really smiling today. Um, don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever else is listed everywhere. And we will see you all tomorrow. Bye.